Hi Patrick. This is nothing mind-blowing. Hey Patrick, no, it's not a yellow. It's just something which arrived in a mill. It's I took advantage of Black Friday on GQ Tobaccos. I didn't buy a pipe. I didn't buy tobacco. I bought filters. I go through filters. You know, every single pipe I change the filter. So he had them on special. They were reduced from, you know, the big boxes, the 180 box. It's the new version from Vaughan. So this has got the ceramic at both ends. So it used to be blue on one end and white on the other end. And they're reduced to about £13.50, something like that, per box. So I bought 3 boxes. I go through them quite quickly. And for me, they're the best filters that you can get. Out of the ones that I've tried anyway, it's the ones that I'm the most happy with. How you doing, Jack? So rather than buying, I'll be honest with you, I did have cigars in my cart and stuff, but I really didn't have the money for that. He is holding a pipe for me, I will say that. I haven't bought a pipe in a long time. And he is holding actually a Savinelli for me, which was also in the sale, but I haven't paid him for it yet, so hopefully soon. It's a rusticated one, but it's one that I haven't seen before. And it was previously a more expensive pipe from one of the collections that they do. But I guess he's had it for a while, and it was priced very well. And it was 9mm, so I said, yes please. Where did you order them from, Jack? Did you order them from GQ? Oh, Royal Mail. Well, with all the stuff that's going on with Royal Mail, I'm sure it's not GQ's fault because he's very quick. Yeah, Patrick, you say that. You're 100% right. You know, I don't need to buy a pipe. Even if I wasn't making a pipe, you know, you get to a point where you've got enough pipes, technically. So you don't need another pipe, but you find a way to convince yourself that you do. But even though I do make my own pipes, you know, I still like to get pipes every so often, especially if they're a good deal. I may not keep it, may end up selling it, may end up smoking it and keeping it, who knows. You're always, you know, on the hunt for a great pipe, and you never know which one is going to be a great smoker. And you know, as we also know, you know, a pipe that doesn't smoke great for me might smoke great for somebody else. I've had that so many times with pipes that I've sold on. So this evening I just uploaded a video. This pipe here I made a while back. It was sitting on the website for a while, and I was trying to work out why it hadn't sold, and that wasn't coming from a conceited point of view. It was just well priced. I reduced it significantly and it hadn't sold, and I had a look at it and I noticed that this area here, the end of the briar as it reaches the horn, I had buffed it, so a little bit of the briar was showing through, and I just felt that it needed to have a clean line between the horn and the black, so I sanded that and restained it so it's all the way to the edge, so you've got a clean line there from horn to black, and it looks a lot better. So I'm going to be putting that back on the website. It's a great little pipe. It's a beautifully shaped apple, beautiful carved blast on it. Yeah, I was quite surprised that it hadn't gone, but I just sort of was trying to work out why it hadn't sold, and I thought maybe that was it. So yeah, I'll be back on the website. Well, it depends. I don't know how deep you want, Jeremy. I know we've been in touch with each other, but this is a pretty good-sized bowl. I mean, it's not huge. It's a 20 mil in terms of width, but the depth is still pretty good. That should keep you going an hour. It depends how heavily you pack your pipe, but anyway, I'll be honoured to make you one anyway. Hey, Todd. Hey, TPI, how you doing? Mark. So I'm in the middle of making a box set, a pipe, a presentation set. And I'm kind of humming and hawing now whether it should be a two pipe set or a three set pipe. So originally, so the idea of the pipe of the set was horn, a nice contrast stain with a bit of a fade. So that was the concept, and this kind of stem. So that was the first pipe with really really nice grain, good contrast stain. This is the second pipe. So this is I haven't bent the stem yet, I haven't finished the stem yet. This is a nice chubby author, but obviously a stubby shank, a stubby author with really nice domed rim, again with a fade and nice flame grain. And obviously the horn Godet. And then on Friday I decided to make another one, and I was gonna possibly change it with one of these and still make it a two pipe set, but in the end I thought, why not make it a three pipe set? So I'm a little bit I'm still undecided. So this is the third one, which I still haven't finished the stem. Very nice grain, stacked billiard, really nice bird's eye all the way around, and then the fade on the top with a lighter cross grain, beautiful cross grain on the base, and a really really nice piece of horn. Lots of nice colours in there. And this one I've countersunk the stem so it actually goes into the horn, and you can actually just see a little ring of briar all the way around, just in there. So I'm undecided whether to make this a three pipe set, which is pretty nicely matched, or whether to keep it to two and then to decide which two. So yeah, they've buffed up really nicely, Jack. I agree. I've been working a lot on my finishing of the pipes to really get a nice shine, and one that will last a little bit as well. So I enjoyed a bowl of OGS. I've actually had a pretty bad headache all day today, and I don't know if it's because I don't smoke on a Saturday. From Friday evening until the end of Saturday, over the Sabbath period, I don't smoke. So I don't know if it was that, or the fact that I haven't had a coffee all day. But I've had a stinking headache the last few hours, and it's kind of ended up with an ache in my neck. Yes, I agree with you. Stacked billiards are a certain an acquired taste. There does seem to be quite a market for it, though. They do seem to. When I've made them in the past, they've sold quite well. I mean, I've seen some ridiculous stacked pipes. Moretti, for instance, he has stacked pipes which are literally that high, but they sell. They sell for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, who is going to fill a pipe, 3-4 inches high? It's got to be difficult to smoke. Hey John, all bright up. How you doing? It's got to be hard to smoke. I don't know how they do that. Anyway, I'm trying to decide which cigar to smoke with you guys. I don't have my humidor, so I keep some cigars in this container. I have an H. Upmann Connoisseur B. I think I got this from Tim. I'm not sure. I've got a plugged punch, I think this is called, but it's very stiff. I have taken a cigar saver to it and pierced it many times. It's probably smokable. And this is a Bolivar Royal Corona, which is basically a Robusto sized cigar. I haven't had one of these in many a moon, but the problem is like this. I fancy the Connoisseur B, but I don't think I've smoked one yet, and I want to do a video, and I don't have another, so I kind of trying to find the right time to do it. And the same with the Royal Corona from Bolivar. So the options are the punch, which I know is not going to be the best experience, or the other one I've got here is an Oliva O. I don't know what it's like. This is a Robusto 5x50. I think I got this one from Mark, Welsh Piper. It's got a typical New Old cigar aroma. Yeah. So I can't really. So I really do fancy the Connoisseur B. I must be honest. Maybe I smoke it and just do the impressions during the live. I guess I could do that. Another term for a stacked billiard be a reading pipe. There have been some massive stacked billiards out of Korea. Would you call that a reading pipe? Personally, I wouldn't, but some people might. A reading pipe to me is a straight pipe with a long shank, whatever shape that might be. It doesn't make a difference, but it's basically a long shank, so it keeps the smoke out of your eyes. That's how I understand it anyway. So a tall stack, I suppose, could have the same effect, but it's still quite close to you. Hey David. I hope you managed to sort your stuff out. I spent Thursday bringing in the stuff that was in the office in my kid's bedroom. The place is absolutely chock-a-block at the moment. I've got no space to move, but I'm still happy that I've done it. But the most important thing is keeping this section free so I can walk around and get to each of the machines. But up here on the top, it's now all full. I'll show you. So you know that I brought the secondary lathe up. I bought the drawer thing there as well, and I've bought some containers to organize my stuff. So there's stacks of plastic containers there, but now you can see up there is now populated. I've still got space for 2 more containers to be filled, but my cellar is back in here. There's 4 big containers full of tobacco. That box there is full of stuff which I want to sell or do something with. I've got another box there which is full of pipes which I want to sell at some point. Oh yeah, and I put all my briar out, so there's a lot of briar in that cupboard. There's sort of a double thickness of briar and 3 rows in each of those sections. There's about 40 or 50 blocks in each of those sections, so you've got 1, 2, 3. There's probably about 200 blocks there, something like that. And there's another box of briar up there. So I've got a reasonable stock. I've probably got enough. If I really wanted to, I could probably last a year without buying another block. But I keep buying. Whenever I earn a little bit of money, I add another 20 or 30 blocks to the stock. And I'm trying to really grow my stock to the point where I've got, 500-600 blocks on the go at any time. so that should anything happen, I don't know, another pandemic or something like that, that I shouldn't have to stop working, basically. Hi Daniel, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. You nearly finished 3 pipes today, John. Nice. Including 2 starters today. Killer Dublin. Nice. When you get to a point where you could start and finish a pipe in a day, that's nice. If you're starting and finishing 3 pipes in a day, that could either be an amazing accomplishment, or you want to look at what work's going into the pipes. I wouldn't say I've slowed down. I've slowed down simply because I've had too much going on, you know, with my mum being in hospital, and which hopefully actually she's sort of seems to have turned the corner. Hopefully she'll be coming home next week sometime. I mean, she's not going to be cured of her problems, but at least she's turned the corner enough that she'll be strong enough to come home. Who knows? Hopefully it's a condition that, you know, she can still live with for a long time to come. Thank you, David. I had some OGS before. I've actually still got some in there. I could spark it up, but I've kind of been sort of prepping myself for a cigar. I'm not sure if I've done a video on a Sirio either, but Sirio, I don't think, no disrespect to Oliva, but for me anyway, an Oliva Sirio doesn't compare to an H. Upmann Con EB, which is a little bit more important to me, and I'd really like to do a video of it. This one has got a nice aroma. It's quite tangy, the aroma, a little bit of richness to the aroma, but it's got that earthy New World cigar aroma, earthy, peppery. You don't get that sort of cedary, tea, herby kind of aroma that you get with Cubans. Sometimes you do, but I'm saying most New Worlds don't have that. It's always a much deeper, peppery, earthy kind of aroma, I find, with New Worlds. But this one, it could be because it's been sitting with Cubans, because you do definitely get a migration of, or call it contamination, but a good contamination. Contamination does have a negative connotation, but you can have a good contamination of flavors, or a migration, let's say, of flavors, aromas coming. Sometimes, I mean, you guys have seen my humidor a few times. I've got one box in there which I keep all my limiteds and regional edition singles in, and when I have a nice cigar, but it may not be quite aged enough, or it's just a single but it's relatively fresh, oftentimes I'll put it in that box and it will take on that richness, that Cuban tang, that Cuban richness from the other cigars, from the aged cigars, and it will sort of absorb some of that aroma, and it'll help it on its way to getting its nice, mature, full richness that you get when you age a Cuban cigar. I think I've had an H. Upmann the Banker, Daniel. I don't remember what it was like though. I went out to the garage earlier this evening and I brought in a load of stuff. One of them was my faithful Zycar. Hey George, haven't seen you in a while, hope you're well. It's got a sweet, chocolatey, almost dry draw. Well, H. Upmann's, Daniel, generally, certainly in the Cuban guys is a creamy smoke. A lot of them, some of them are quite floral and quite complex in flavors, but you do get a nice creamy, especially when you start the cigar, you do get a nice creamy flavor. So it's nice to see that the H. Upmanns, the non-Cubans, also have a similar DNA. Mac Baren's Scottish mixture, I think I may have tried when I first started smoking a pipe some 6-7 years ago. I don't think I've smoked it since. I've always thought about revisiting it, but I don't. The only one I have is a sealed vintage tin, which I don't want to open because it's a really old tin. It's from the 60s or 70s. One of the old metal painted tins. And for me, that's just a collectible item. It's not really something. I doubt it's possible, but I doubt I'll smoke that tin. I have half a dozen painted Mac Baren tins going back to the 60s and 70s, and I'll probably not smoke those. So for instance, the Latakia Roll Cake, which they brought out the last couple of years, they did it originally back in the 60s and 70s. I have one of those tins. So let's see what this Serie O is all about by Oliva. What I will say is that it's still a buyer's market in America for cigars. You guys have such a vast array of cigars to choose from, and here in the UK it's just becoming untenable. It's just too expensive. The choice isn't there as much as it used to be. I still prefer a Cuban cigar. I still love Cuban cigars, but I just find that there's so many equations which have to kind of really sort of hit the mark. This is my commissions book, which I bought recently, and I've got to update it with a few more commissions which I've received in the last few days. But what I'm doing is I'm drawing the commissions in the book with the name of the people, and I've got to add another few in here. But I'm looking forward to getting stuck into those in the next week or so. I'm not sure where my torch lighter is, the one that I used to have on my desk. Hopefully when I finish unpacking everything, it'll turn up. Inverted. Yeah, I mean it's a hey Josh, haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're well. Yeah, it probably has been longer than 6 years. You're probably right. I think it was the end of 2015, so probably 7 years. I will have to try that Scottish mixture again, I guess. Vintage Syrian, Patrick. Yeah, I have a few tins of that actually. I've got the Vintage Syrian, which I bought a few years ago. I think I have 3 tins of that, but I've also got one of the old ones as well, a painted tin, going back probably to the 60s or 70s. Yeah, Daniel, I mean, the issue with Cuban cigars is a really common one that you're experiencing. The burn, the ones which are really tight. I was talking to, who was I talking to recently? I think it was on Jack's Live last week. And I would say that I don't find really any Cuban cigars are plugged anymore. Around the turn of the century, around the 2000s and the late 90s, a lot were actually plugged. You actually couldn't smoke them. You could get no air through them. But they kind of seem to have gotten over that period. And, especially when people offer some vintage cigars around the turn of the century, oftentimes I'll just turn them down because it's just too risky. But after that, they did deal with that. And they got quite a few draw machines to test the drawn pipes on cigars. And they claim that they test every cigar. How they allow some of them to pass, I don't know. But I don't find them plugged, but I do find quite a number of them very, very tight. Tight to the point of where it's just not really smokable. So you can pierce it and you can try and open it up a little bit, but as I've always said, I don't find that it actually improves the cigar significantly. It'll make it possibly make it smokable, but not necessarily enjoyable. So I've got a perfect draw tool which does the job, but I never find that it improves it to the point where it draws properly and it draws enjoyably and the taste is good. It usually gets hot, or I just find that if a cigar is not rolled well, it's not rolled well. It's just not gonna smoke well. But I think that they're better than they used to be. But they're still nowhere near, not in the same universe as New World cigars when it comes to construction. The construction on New World cigars is just absolutely bang on every single time. I think maybe out of hundreds of New World cigars that I've smoked, maybe once have I had a tight draw. Maybe once. Super rare to get a tight draw on a New World cigar. An oversized olive wood billiard with some Virginia cream. Nice. Well, I'm yet to make an olive wood pipe. I do have a couple of olive wood blocks on the encouragement of Daniel, actually. I bought a couple, but so far I haven't made any. Beard, every so often he'll pop up on Facebook, but he doesn't do videos anymore. I think he got very frustrated with the problems that he had when he played music, because one of his things was the music that he played, and he kept on getting copyright infractions and things like that, and I think he got fed up with it. And in the meantime, he had various health issues and stuff like that. I haven't really had a huge amount to do with him. I did in the days when he was putting out videos, sent him a package and stuff like that, but since he stopped, occasionally I'll comment on one of his posts if he does post something, but I can't say that I've interacted with him in any great way recently. I did get in touch with Paul the Piper because I hadn't heard from him for a while, but he's okay. So I was glad to hear that. He said he hasn't really been on videos recently. He hasn't felt in the mood for it, but he's okay. In terms of the flavor being muted, Daniel, it really depends on the cigar. So number one, if they were really hard to smoke, if they were really tight, then you're not going to get the flavors come through. So it's not surprising that they were muted. But if one of them wasn't tight and it was still muted, chances are it just wasn't ready to be smoked. It was probably too fresh. ENA's dad. Hi, Robert. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in ages. Hope you're well. Well, the Cubans, the Cohiba. I had a Cohiba recently, which I did a video on, which I think I did a video. I think it was a Siglo too, which I wasn't that impressed with. It took till the final third for it to really get going, which is ridiculous. It was only a small cigar anyway. Padrons have got a great reputation. Back in the days when I was smoking almost exclusively non-Cubans, I smoked quite a few Padrons and I did enjoy them. It's been a while since I've had one. They're quite expensive to buy here, so I mean I do want to go back and re-experiment with a load of New Worlds, and I'll probably start buying a bunch of singles from Smoking Pipes. I did order some more of the Romeo and Juliet real reservers, but in the Robusto size. The Churchill, I think I might still have one left, but I just found them to be too long, too big. Lovely cigar, but too big. So I ordered the Robustos, and I sent one of my Churchills to Tim, and he enjoyed it a lot as well, and he's also ordered some Robustos, so it'll be interesting to see how he enjoys them. But I do want to revisit Padron, Perdomo, Monte Cristo White Series, some of the ones which I really enjoyed smoking back in the day. Camacho, Tatuaje I never really got into. I might even still have one. I do have a, actually I'm going to go and grab it. I've got a New World sort of Tupperware container. Just bear with me, guys. I believe, if my memory serves me well, I think I showed you these not so long ago. CAO I did smoke again back in that, it was around 2018, when it was before I discovered 9mm filtered pipes, so I really wasn't coping with tongue bite. I just couldn't deal with it, and Cuban's obviously too expensive, so for about a year I was smoking a lot of non-Cuban cigars. In those days I was mostly buying from Boswell's. They started doing cigars in a big way. They were doing cigars anyway, but they started doing them online, and I bought a shed load, a truckload from Boswell's back in the day, and also from Four Noggin. La Gloria Cubana Serie N, I bought from a whole box. I bought from Four Noggin at the time. I really enjoyed those cigars. At that stage in 2018, I was completely, besotted. I was taken by New World cigars. I was fed up with the Cuban cigars. Almost every cigar I had problems with. And I really enjoyed the New Worlds, but afterwards I discovered 9mm pipes, went back to the pipes, and then slowly went back to cigars. But by then I'd already made more contacts in Europe and stuff like that, and I was able to get more Cuban cigars, and I kind of almost stopped smoking New Worlds. I mean, every so often I would, but I wasn't, the Serie V Milanios is one which I would always turn to. But what have we got here? So there's another Serie O. I've got to say, this Serie O is so far tasting really good. Cheers, Mark. Be well. That was the faceless Bosco Piper UK, and later BPR UK. This one you guys have seen before probably. This is a Dunhill aged, and this was when they just released this cigar. This was the first Dunhill aged cigar sold in the Dunhill store in St James's. I've had it since then, and I've kept it in here. So this is, I don't know, it might be 4 or 5 years old already. It's probably a really good smoke. It's in Maduro. I've kept it in this to keep it protected. it's got no extra value just because it was the first one sold. I've got no way of verifying that. Actually, I do. It's on one of my videos, I'm pretty sure. I've got Robert in the Dunhill store saying it's the first one. Well, Dunhill kind of disassociated themselves from tobacco. That's why they stopped doing the pipe tobacco. Whether they're still making the cigars, I don't know. You still seem to be able to buy them in some places. It could be it's just remaining stock. I don't know. But there certainly wasn't the rush on those then as there was with the pipe tobacco. See, all of these I still want to do videos on. This is La Aurora Gold, a nice container. It's a Perfecto, so it's tapered on both ends. Really traditional kind of shape that. It's got some age on it. I've had it a good while now. And this was also bought at the Dunhill shop, which has closed for a couple of years already, so it's definitely got, I would say, about 3 years on it. That's another Serio. That's 2 Serios, which is good because I'm really enjoying that. This is an old cigar which has got no name on it. It's the wrapper's already quite wrecked. I don't know for sure, but I think this is an original. When I was buying from Boswell's, I also bought their house cigars. So they have a selection of house cigars in Maduro, Connecticut, and I bought selections of them, and I think this might be a single left from that. So this is also going to have some serious age on it. It smells good actually. Tobacco Lords, Glassford. I don't know. I think Mark sent me this Welsh piper. We have a nub Habano. I smoked quite a lot of those back in the day. This is a Brickhouse Maduro, which was made to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the State of Israel. I got these from Izzy. Do you remember Izzy? Happy-go-lucky piper? He sent me a couple of those. I think I still have them both. Yeah, there's the other one. I just thought it was really neat to have the extra band on it. They're not an expensive cigar. They're a basic cigar, but Oliva Series G. This feels very soft and spongy. This is a Cane Straight Ligero. This is a Seleção Dona Flor. I think I got this from Mike, Gamecock piper, back in a long time ago. So this will have some age on it. Yeah, I do have the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia cigar, which is downstairs in the humidor. I showed that a week or two ago. Oliva, Connecticut. That's going to be a very mild cigar, I'm sure. This is a Plasencia. I bought a few of them when GQ Tobaccos took them in stock. Plasencia did a bit of a kind of a push here in the UK maybe a year or two ago, and quite a few of the English or British websites stock them now. Oh, that's a nice size Series V. That's a Churchill, I think. So that's going to be like a 52 ring gauge by 6 inches, probably 6 or 7 inches. That's going to be a long smoke. Might have been from Mark as well. And this one is an Atabey, a big cigar. This I got from James Stumbo. He sent me 3 or 4 of these very generously, and I think this is the last one left of them. The reason why I wanted to smoke these was because I saw these on what's his channel called, the guy with the beard, the big fellow, the American guy. What's he called? Oh, I'll soon see him on my channel in a sec. On my feed. Do. Come on. Okay, so his ex-partner is now called Cigars Daily, but the other guy. No, not the bearded Welshman. He doesn't sell cigars. Josh. No, not Bradley. Yeah, I'll find him. Whatever happened to Old Dirty? With all his bravado. Okay, it's called Best Cigar Reviews. Is that what he calls himself now? It was called, it's not Slick Cigars, it was called, is that what his channel's called now? Best Cigar Reviews? Really? Zeal, thank you Daniel. Zeal Cigars. I don't know why I can't see him on my channel now, on my feed. Zeal Cigars. So he smoked this once and he said this was the closest to Cuban cigars that he'd had. And the truth is, I don't know why I believed him, because I don't think he's got a particular palate for Cuban cigars, because he doesn't smoke them that well. And when he's reviewed Cuban cigars, he didn't review them very well. And that's simply because I don't think they really got the concept of Cuban cigars. But anyway, that's why I wanted to try these. And James heard me mention it at one point, and he went and ordered a bunch of them, which was very, very nice of him. Then we have a Debonair Ultra Premium. Ooh, Dominican. Yes, I used to watch Cigar Obsession. I just haven't watched him in a while. But he's not on YouTube anymore, is he? Gurkha. I don't know why, I just don't smoke Gurkhas. I've always found them to be very, very strong. I don't know. Some of these, I don't know what they are. They're just micro brands. Ashton Virgin Sungrown. Hillbilly Piper, how you doing? Davidoff Escurio. I've had an Escurio before. I think this, but this is a sort of a small one. I had probably a Robusto or a short Robusto. Robert, that particular Ashton, or you're just saying Ashton generally? Because, you know, a brand can have a completely different profile from one cigar to another. Is it that particular one? It's good to hear other people's opinions on them. Oh, I've got another Atabey. These are just, oh, is that the same one? I think that's just the same one. He did send me a few, but I think that's the last one. And this one a friend of mine gave me. This is called Draconian by Recluse. I've never smoked it. It's a huge cigar, kind of an oval shape, a really interesting shape. But the wrapper's started to unravel a bit. I really ought to smoke it. I don't know why I haven't. It's just I really tend to stay away from really big cigars these days. I just don't have the time to do the video, which takes so long to do. Cervi Melanio Perfecto. Really looking forward to that. I really, really like these cigars. And I like them in this Vitola as well. Chocolatey. This is a GQ Tobaccos Concepcion. They're okay. They're kind of a house blend for GQ Tobaccos, New World Cigars. So. There's a Drew Estate Sun-Grown. It's an Undercrown Sun-Grown. I had a tin of. Oh, here they are. Right there. So when I smoked the Robusta size of these, I really liked them. I thought they had a really nice richness to them. So that's why I bought these. They're relatively cheap to buy. They're about, I don't know, maybe 30 quid. Maybe they've gone up now, but when I bought them, I thought it was a good price. Just shows you what the climate here in the UK is. It's pretty perfect for cigars. These two Bevidas have been in this box it's starting to harden a little bit, but there's still plenty of liquid in there. These two Bevidas have been in there for 3-4 years. Usually they say they're okay for 2 or 3 months. They've been in here for 3 or 4 years, and the cigars are all in perfect condition. Amazing. I remember I was chatting to Philip Shervington, you know, the guy in JJ Fox's, the white-haired guy who's been in the trade for many years, although I don't see him anymore in JJ Fox's. He must be well in his 70s or even older by now. Hope he's alright. I haven't seen him yet. I need to gas this up. So he said that his wife didn't like him storing his cigars all over the place. Can't beat a big. So he used to store his cigars in the trunk of his car. Whew, 60 ring gauge, Patrick. Man, that's heavy going. Hey Mark, CO Flathead. I think I've had those in the past. If I remember correctly, a lot of their range is named after car parts, am I right? Specifically engine parts. How you doing, Bob? Store his wife in the trunk. Good one, John. I've got to say, very nice cigar. I'm impressed. I generally didn't go for the Oliva regular lines, but it's really nice. It's got a good tang. Quite a spunky retro ale. Oh, Bob, Josh, I didn't realise you were still a wrench. I haven't had a wrench for a long time on my lives. Thankfully, it hasn't been needed. It is well made. And the other one, the square one, the box press one, that one was very spongy. So what do you guys reckon about that box set? 3 pipes or 2 pipes? For those of you that saw it. So once again, there's this one, which is a stubby billiard. There's the stubby author, all with the horn, and then the stacked billiard. So originally it was going to be these two pipes, but I've kind of done 3 pipes now with the horn Godet, and I think they just go nicely as a set. A Trinity, it's a good idea. Well, hopefully that's a good sign, Josh. I'm really enjoying this, Patrick. Well, Mark, if you're kind of revisiting cigars that have been sitting in your humidor, the age could be a difference. If it's fresh cigars and you're noticing a difference, then that could be an indication of some improvements, or changing your palate possibly, or that your palate has become more discerning, more refined, and can discern those flavors. The only thing with making a 3-pipe set is that pricing wise it means it's going to just be that little bit more, and I want it to be obtainable, but at the same time, you know, worth my while. You know, they're really very nice pipes. A lot of work gone into them. Yeah, well, we'll see. That's very nice of you, Daniel. I don't recall ever smoking a barber pole. Maybe once. A long time ago. I think it was, there used to be a guy in America that I used to buy cigars from. Bulldog Cigars, I think it's called. But it's too expensive to ship now, but the cigars are okay price-wise, but the shipping is too much. I think he every so often he had his own brand, his house brand, called Bulldog Cigars. So if you did an order, a substantial order, then he just would send you a freebie. And I'm pretty sure he sent me one in there. I'm just having a look on my channel to see if I did that. Bulldog Cigar London Calling. Can't see that. But thank you, Daniel. That's very nice of you. Absolute Cigars. Okay. Let's have a look. Absolute. worldwide. Price looks okay. The prices I think are better than smoking pipes actually. Oh, really good. Depends what they charge for the shipping though. I might try them out and see how you go. I might use your recommendation there, Daniel. Absolute Cigars. Who do we want to try? See what the price is like. Arturo Fuente Hemingways. I smoked quite a few of those. The short stories. Those are really nice. Such a huge selection. It'll take you forever just to look through them to decide what to order. Excuse me. Alright, let's pick one. Let's see. Alright, My Father Le Bijou. Toro 5-pack, 61. Oliva Sirivi Milano. There we go. Figurado. So the one that I've got is a Figurado, not a Perfecto. It's the double taper. $164 for a box of 10. $16, not bad. A box of 10 Robustos, $99. $10 a piece. That's really good. That's good. Good prices. I'll have to try them and see how it works with the shipping. I'll try your recommendation, Daniel, and see what happens. The nub, yeah, I've got one nub in the Tupperdoor that I just looked through. I did smoke nubs quite a lot back in 2018. Worldwide shipping, yeah. Yeah, hopefully that'll work out okay. Those barber pole ones, Daniel, what brand are they? I generally don't buy samplers, although you get good value. I generally don't buy samplers because samplers they'll usually put one or two really good cigars bunched in with two or three others which are kind of mediocre, which is how they can sell them at a good price. So I much prefer to just select singles and make up my own sort of group of cigars. Yeah, the bundles, I understood what you meant, but I prefer to, unless I look at them and then see that they're cigars that I want. I guess you do get sometimes bundles, which are all good. Oh, I see what you mean, bundles of 25. Oh, I don't believe it. Perdomo, the first one that comes up on the list is Perdomo Fresco. I can't believe it. I smoked this cigar a long time ago and I absolutely loved it. I couldn't remember the brand. When I was talking a week or two ago on here on London Calling, and I was talking about that I wanted to revisit New World cigars, that one was on my list, and I searched for a New World cigar. Something, it just seemed in my memory something clownish, something sort of like bright and colourful on the wrapper. I couldn't remember. I remember there was circles on the wrapper, and that's what it is. It's the Perdomo Fresco. I can't believe it. Daniel, thank you. $87 for a bundle of 25. They're a cheap cigar, and I really enjoyed them. I think that might be my first purchase. I can't do it at the moment, but when I do, I think that's going to be on my list for sure. Even to leave them in the humidor to age. Really good pricing. Boxes of, bundles of 20 or 25. Okay, they're going to be sort of fairly basic cigars, but for the money, for a cigar while you're working and that kind of thing, fantastic. CAO Black Bengal, a bundle of 20 for 109 cigars for $109. That's a great price. The Perdomo Fresco Robusto, Connecticut, bundle of 25, 5x50, my classic size. I've got to try and get some of those. Perdomo Fresco. I must remember what they're called. Take a picture of it. Well, the only pipes I've got to sell are the ones in that box down there, which there are a couple of new ones in there, but most of them are all estate pipes. You want to look at some pipes? I'm more than happy to show them to you. But I've got none of my own that I can sell at the moment. I don't think so. Oh, I do. I have that. I have this one, which I just revisited. That's the only one I've got at the moment that's available. This other one, this is the only other one that was available, and I took part in a kind of a festive season kind of pipe makers exchange. So there was a guy who's on Facebook, a pipe maker, and it seems every year, it's the first time I've seen it this year and I joined in, where established pipe makers basically go into a raffle and you get paired up with another pipe maker and you swap pipes. So this pipe is going to that pipe maker and he's making me a pipe. He didn't have anything because he doesn't do 9mm usually unless to order, so, and I told him it would have to be 9mm. I do also have this pipe which I never put on the website, so you guys may remember this one has a little flaw in the stem. Not that it's going to have any effect on the smoke, but a really, really intricate, detailed pipe, nice grain, with an amazing stem, just a beautiful stem. The colors, I mean, are not really showing very well because it's a bad camera, but I think it's a stunning, stunning pipe. It's just hampered by that, so I haven't put it on, just on the off chance that I decide to make a new stem for it, or just keep it or sell it as a second. I haven't put it on the website yet, but it'll be a great smoker. The drilling on it is absolutely fantastic. You couldn't ask for a better drilling, but if somebody was interested in this, I would sell it. Got a good button, a nice LCS wave. If you want to see it in more detail, I'll turn it around. I'll flip you over, as they say. it's gone wide. That's better. So very, very nice grain on this pipe. Very intricate turning and carving and sanding. Took a long time to sand this. You know, this edge here, just to keep it consistent while sanding, was a big challenge. Got a nice bird's eye along the rim there. It's a really gorgeous pipe, I have to say. It's a bit silly of me to not make another stem. I need to push it home. There's a bit of a gap there. There we go. But the stem on this is just something else. It's a beautiful ebonite stem. Really nice bit. Somebody said they thought it was like the flame from the Empire, from the Lady Liberty. So the floor is there. You see that there, that little notch? That's the floor. It's gone a little bit, there's a little bit of a dent there, and I think you can see daylight through it. But it would have no bearing on the smoke because you're clenching it a little bit further down. It draws absolutely fine. And that's in your mouth anyway, so it's really irrelevant, but I just can't sell it as a first. So I just haven't done anything about it. I should really just make another stem, but I couldn't bring myself to not use this stem. It's just such a gorgeous stem. This pipe I would have been selling for about 240, 250 pounds, and I would take a fair offer on it. There's a lot of work gone into this pipe. It really is a gorgeous pipe. As I say, I would take a reasonable offer. It doesn't need a softy bit. There's absolutely no effect on the smoke whatsoever. It has no bearing. It's purely cosmetic in terms of the effect it has on the pipe. Lovely grain, just look at that. It's a really nice pipe. The drilling is just absolutely bang on, right at the bottom of the bowl, central. It'll smoke fantastic, that I can tell you. I don't have any altered pipes for sale at the moment. I mean, this pipe, depending on whether it goes in the set, this is a stubby author. The stem still needs to be needs a bit more sanding, and it needs to be bent. The bit's been shaped. Yeah. Once again, drilling is exactly where it should be, right at the bottom of the bowl. Nice thick walls. So that one should be part of the set. Those are the pipes in the set. So now you can see it with this camera. A bit of stain in the bowl. Nice flame grain. Some bird's eye. And this is the stacked billiard. Beautiful grain. I love how it transitions from bird's eye to cross grain. I haven't got anything in stock. This is what I have in stock right now. I mean, technically, right now, today, this is the only pipe that's out that I've got available. Plus the one I just showed you. Plus that one. Whatever else is in my drawer is spoken for. I'm due to send out a bunch of pipes This is the custom built commission that I made. Which I didn't have a chance to ship it out yet. And there's this one, which is also sold, which I haven't had a chance to ship out yet. And finally, that one, which is a freeform, Dublin. So these are all going to go out on Monday, all being well. But if you want to see some of that box of pipes, I mean, I'm more than happy to show you. Those are estate pipes. Some of them you've seen, some of them maybe not. If you want, I can bring the box out. I should go for it. Well, that one was a commission, but by all means, I'm more than happy to make more of them. It was a tough one for me actually, because it was a nice pipe with nice grain. I really had to push myself to rusticate it, to do those what I call dragon claw gouges on them. It just seemed a bit. It went against the grain, so to speak, to take chunks out of a perfectly decent pipe. Can you hold up the pipe center in your tray? I don't know what that means. Oh, the center pipe in my tray. This one? This is a stubby billiard with a horn godet. Yeah, it's a really nice pipe. This kind of started it. This whole horn. All of these have got horn adornments, and this one started it. It's where after I made this one, I got the idea to make a set. It came out so well, and it just I can't remember which. I think it was I think I was inspired by an S-Bang pipe. I think it was either an S-Bang or a Yes Chernowitz. I'm not sure. I think it was an S-Bang, which I had seen online, and no, they're not all Stanwell. It's a whole range of pipes. Hang on. There's a lot of pipes here. I'll put them out very quickly, and some of them are really dusty. I haven't done anything to them yet. This is a Boswell Bulldog, which is very small for a Boswell. 2016. I converted this to 9mm. This is a Stanwell pipe of the year with silver on it. Some of these I've just put in the box simply because when I was moving everything from the office, so I haven't even officially decided to sell some of these. This is a Stanwell. This is a Savinelli autograph. Amazing ring grain on it. Boswell bent billiard, also got amazing grain on it. It's not actually for sale. This is an LCS Dublin with the flame, whatever he calls this one. That pipe of the year is actually strictly speaking, it's a Bulldog. We have a Jason Mouton, sandblasted Billiard, or Lovat actually. The Bulldog. Make me an offer. Make me a sensible offer. Michael Burke's Acorn, which I don't think I'm selling, but it's in the box. LCS Apple. That's quite a long shank. Really nice flame grain there, unsmoked. That's actually a really nice pipe. I just haven't done anything with it to push it, but that is a great pipe. LCS Apple. That's one of my Latakia smoking pipes. Escorty. Boswell Freehand Dublin. Tom Phillips. GBD pot. Parker. Beautiful sandblast on this one. Amazing sandblast. Eltang, Sarah Eltang. Danish egg, I guess you'd call that. Whoopsie daisy. Sorry about that. And we still have the Paul's pipes. That's an author. Daniel, that is a stunning author. Absolutely gorgeous. My Meerschaum pipes, I've only got a couple, so I don't know. Probably not. What is this one? This is a JJ Fox sandblasted panel. Very nice. I've converted this one to 9mm, but I haven't smoked it yet. So that's unsmoked. I still need to do a little bit of trimming there on the shank to make it meet up nicely. I just haven't got around to it. But that's new, it's unsmoked. That author is a very nice pipe. Oh, I forgot about this one. This is an LCS, burnt billiard. Stunning green. Beautiful pipe. I probably would sell this actually. I don't know why. I haven't smoked it that much. Gorgeous pipe. Absolutely gorgeous pipe. Punto de Oro Savinelli. Lovely sandblast on this one too. Savinelli Punto Oro. Gold spot, basically. We have a Millville Unique. This is, I need to do another stem. I made this, I converted this to 9mm, and I couldn't decide if this was a rustication or a plateau, but nice little pipe. When I got it, it was almost black, and I just buffed it and revealed this beautiful grain underneath. I do not understand why it was stained so dark. That's an original Millville, not the current ones which somebody puts out on eBay. Another Tom Phillips. A very dusty Virtual Pipe Club of the Year from last year. No, 2020. It's a Bones pipe. We have an Asikian. Beautiful one at that, but I can't sell this one. This was gifted to me. So that stays with me. We have this gorgeous Scotty 1997 Christmas pipe, I think it was. Yeah, 1997. Lovely pipe. Really unique style. Very nice pipe. Stanwell Pipe of the Year and dress. We have an LCS Volcano. This is a non-filtered pipe with a beautiful ebonite stem. It's a standard tenon on this one. Could actually convert this to 9mm as well. Beautiful pipe, beautiful grain. A lovely volcano grain, I call this, because the way it kind of cascades down the edges there. Lovely pipe. I don't understand why that didn't sell. Phil Rivara Calabash. Ebonite stem, which he converted to 9mm for me. A beautiful ring grain. Look at that tight ring grain. Stanwell. Gorgeous pipe. Which author? The Paul's pipe? That's a brand new pipe. It's unsmoked. It's going to be at least £200, something like that. Hey Paul, there you go. Spoke about you before. This is a Bentley by Former. This used to be my favourite McClelland Virginia smoker. An early LCS. This is one of my McBaron Vanilla Roll Cake pipes. We're almost there. 2020 Pipe of the Year, Stanwell. Nice sandblast. And the only sandblasted LCS pipe that I have, this little bent egg. Really nice sandblast on this one, and you can see the bird's eye here in the sandblast in relief. Nice contrast stain. This is a pipe that Jordan sent me. We did a bit of a trade. Really nice pipe. You got the shape spot on, and that came together with a tamper, a matching tamper. What else? Almost there. I have a new Vulcan pipe by Paranelli. That's a Rhodesian, a bent Rhodesian. Nice grain. I think that's palm. A Vulcan made in Italy. Nice stubby pipe. There are a few more in one of the boxes up on the shelf, but I'm not getting it down now. Oh, this is one of my shop pipes, which I haven't smoked in ages, which is also an aromatic pipe. Stained purple. Oscar. And then of course we have this one. Beautiful grain on this pipe. So that's a bit of a sneaky peeky at some of my pipes, which some of them I'm selling, some of them I'm keeping. If something on here really caught your eye and you're interested in talking to me about it, feel free. I'd say roughly half, a third to half of them are staying with me. How you doing, Oscar? Oscar Flores is a cigar smoker. The pipe with the octopus finish. Do you mean the sea urchin from Northern Briars? That one got sold quite some time ago. Have I ever smoked a clay pipe? No. I do have one somewhere, but I've not smoked it. It was gifted to me by somebody, but I've not smoked it. That's the Bulldog, if you still want it. Have I ever thought of making a sea urchin? No, I don't think I would, because number one, I wouldn't know how to do some of that pipe. I mean, I don't know how he does the tentacles, you know, the little suckers. I don't know how he does that. But besides that, I think that pipe is too much of a... Although he's not the only person to make the sea urchin, but I think it's an iconic shape which he makes. I don't think I would do that, to copy that. You know, you get inspired to make pipes, and I've had some people criticize me for doing that, you know, where I don't think it's a problem because everybody does it. But the sea urchin, I don't think I think that would be too much of a. It's too specific a pipe to copy. It would be such an obvious thing, so I probably wouldn't do it. I mean, in the past I got into a bit of an issue by making shotgun pipes, which, you know, there's a guy here in the UK that makes shotgun pipes, and I did a few shotgun pipes for a while, and he had the impression that I shouldn't have been doing it because it's his thing to do, which is ridiculous. You know, shotgun pipes are being made long before he was making pipes. So that I didn't feel bad about one iota. But sea urchins, like I say, Ian Walker is not the only one who does it. What's his name did them as well. Ashton Pipes. What's his name? No longer alive. The original carver from Ashton Pipes. Bill Taylor. I'm not sure, but I think he made them first, the sea urchins. But I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. Would £95 sound fair to you, plus shipping? I'll obviously polish it up. Now I'm thinking I undercharged you. Boswell's pipes actually have gone up in price. You rarely see anything less than $250 now. Alright, cheers. That's a bargain. And it's been converted to 9mm for you. There was a time where I did see Boswell's doing 9mm pipes, only once. I saw them on his website, and I don't know if that was a commission which didn't materialize, or he decided to give it a try, but he never did them after that. He only did it once, or at least I hadn't seen them after that. It could be as I can't say that I go on them every week. I used to religiously check out his his upload every Monday or Tuesday. He changed the days every so often. Yeah, Oscar, it's a big difference being in here. Number one, everything is nice and compact. It's all on hand. It's the disadvantages is that I'm limited on space here for storage. I've got still a load of stuff out in the garage, and I've got a load of stuff that used to be in this room, which still needs to somehow get back in here because my kid's bedroom is still overrun. I've got the most of it in. I've done the bulk of it, but I've still got a fair amount to squeeze in. My old McLaren pipe, I'm not necessarily selling it, but that's the Bentley pipe. It needs polishing, but it's this is the Bentley Bent Billiard. They've gone up in value as well, these Bentleys by Forma. It's a cracking pipe. It's really hard for me, because on the one hand I want to make some money out of my pipes. On the other hand, I'm smoking also mostly my own pipes now. But I think to myself, fine, so sell the other pipes. And then, so essentially I'll be left with my own pipes and a handful of other pipes. And I think to myself, it would still be nice to have a selection of pipes by other makers. So some of the pipes I'm in two minds over, and some of them I'm quite happy to sell without any hard feelings about it. But some pipes, plus the fact that I don't smoke McLarens that much anymore. You make me an offer, Josh, I'll consider it, seeing as it's you. It's a very classically shaped pipe. It's very well shaped. It clenches very, very well. I've got one blue stem pipe, which is an LCS pipe. And this could have been a contender for a 4-star. Fantastic grain on this pipe. And this has got my what I call denim stem. Alright, cheers, I'll have a look at that. I say it was a contender for a 4-star, so it means it would have sold originally, if I hadn't kept it for myself, it would have sold for anything from 225 to 250. 150. I'll polish it up, obviously, clean up the rim. I can turn the camera around if you want to see it in more detail. If that's in your price bracket, I'll show it to you with a sharper image if you like. That would be sterling. It's not a lot of difference nowadays anyway, but that would be sterling. 150 plus 15 shipping. So in dollars, that would be say 165 shipped. That would be $202.93. So let's say $200. Thereabouts. It's 165 shipped UK. No worries, Oscar. Feel free to email me if you want to make me an offer. I'll always consider an offer. If it's the price that's an issue. The worst thing that can happen is I'll say no. So other than that, as I say, I've got to finish off this set. The box that I bought for it was a very nice box, very fancy box. I bought also some foam and some velvet, crushed velvet, to make a really nice presentation box. But it's only good enough for 2 pipes, so I have to, like I say, either buy a bigger box or sell it as a 2-pipe set, and then I have to decide which 2 pipes. Hey Sharon, how you doing? I did smoke some Erinamore flake on Friday, I think it was, Friday morning. This is a 2015 batch, and it's interesting to see the difference in flavors. I think I prefer fresher air anymore. I find that the flavours weaken a little bit. So 2015, we're talking about nearly 8 years now. So quite a bit of the flavour is gone. But it's still a nice smoke. Yeah, I am intending to do some holiday pipes. I did order up some stems specifically for that. Some stem material. I now have a drawer with all my stem material, that's a lot of stuff in here. The challenge is just finding the stuff. So yeah, these are some of the. So this is a effervescent, sort of a translucent red. There's a swirly red and a green swirly. So a blend of that with white possibly. I was going to do some pipes with that stuff for Christmas pipes. I have still a little bit of the Dracula, so I can do one pipe with that. That's like a sort of translucent red, sort of purpley red. Yeah, so that's hopefully during the course of this month. I'll show you the drawer. It's only a part of what I've still got a bunch of them outside. So that's a mixture of ebonite and acrylics and eldritch. That drawer represents a few £100, I'll tell you that much. That's a sky blue from Eldritch. That's like a single colour, pastel colour terracotta ebonite. That's a multicoloured ebonite. That's a black and white ebonite. That's the Eldritch Gold series. That's just plain white. That's more of the multicoloured stuff. Eldritch black and white. This is the one I had custom made for me. This mix was done by Eldritch for me for Jeff's pipe. I ordered a few rods of it. I've got more of it outside. That's a nice sort of caramel kind of swirl. That's an interesting one. I've never used this stuff yet. This one looks really nice. It's like a desert camo type thing. That's an interesting one. This is the stuff that I used for the Queen's pipe from Eldritch. This one was kind of not mixed very well, you can see, so I haven't used it. It's another sort of beige pastel-y kind of one. That's beautiful. It's like a candy, multicolored, translucent. Another multicolored one. That's a faux horn. Yeah, so quite a selection there. And this is a real horn. Got a few bits left. I need to order some more. But these have got some nice colorations. But I'm almost out of horn now. Yeah, Mark, I've got to, when I get to yours, I will be in touch with you in terms of stem material and that kind of thing. If you want something like that, we can work that out, no problem. All right, David, have a good night. What are my thoughts on dress pipes? I don't have any myself, but it's just a matter of taste. The pipes themselves are the same, but generally speaking, dress pipes have to be really good, clean pipes, because in order for it to be a good dress pipe, the outside finish has to be perfect. If it's got any pits and stuff like that, that would show up. So they have to be good, clean pipes, possibly with no grain or very little grain, but as long as it's clean. Yeah, I've not actually seen that. A dress pipe with a white stem would be quite cool. I generally don't sort of gravitate to white stems simply because they it looks a little bit like a shrimp with a tract right down the middle, where you know the poo tract. So when you imagine a white stem, as it thins down to the bit, it gets a little bit translucent. So as the smoke channel gets darker with the being smoked, you just see this dark line down the middle, and to me that's unattractive. It depends how opaque the material is as well. If it's good opaque white material, it shouldn't be a problem. But it's just, you don't see it very much. Some people like white, but you don't see it that much. But I get why you would put that with a dress pipe. That would look good. I agree with you on that. Humdrum, how you doing? This cigar's getting quite pokey now, but still good flavour. It's probably feeling a little bit fuller because I've kept on relighting it because I've been talking. But it's a good cigar, I have to say. Whenever you're ready, Daniel, no problem. Just make sure you are ready. How's the last author smoking, the Mortar Briar one? That ended up really nice, that one. Thanks, Sharon. Um, Dad's been okay. Mum's, excuse me, Mum's in hospital still. She's not been too great, but she's improving, thank God. And we're hoping that she'll be able to come home next week. Charlie, how you doing? The birthday author, which one was that? I don't recall. I thought the birthday author was the one with the mortar ring around the top. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's the one I was referring to. I was wondering, Charlie, what it's like in the winter at yours, that with the sort of being out in the open there by the water, whether it gets rough during the winter or not. Do you live there throughout the year? Hi, Philip. How you doing? You feeling better, Phil? Hey, John. No, I'm sorry to hear that, Phil. Wish you a speedy recovery. Hmm. So you do like your authors, that's for sure. Really, throughout the winter, Charlie. So in the summer, what kind of temperatures do you get to in the summer? Well, apparently we're getting snow soon here in the UK. That's what my wife says, and my wife is into her weather. See what the weather app says. I'm not seeing snow. Apparently Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are going to be sunny here. In the 90s, I thought it would be hotter than that. So it sounds like you've got quite an even, obviously with fluctuation, but a fairly, if you're kind of warm and humid now as well. So it seems like you've got quite a middle of the road kind of weather system over there. Not too cold and not too hot. Did you get slammed in the recent storms over there in the States? Okay, it's 2 o'clock, people. So we've been on 2 hours. I think we'll call it a day. So if you've got anything else you want to ask, please do so now. Otherwise, I'll say thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Doing It Wrong. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Paul the Piper. Thank you, B-Dog. John. Thank you, Josh. Patrick. Sharon. Humdrum. Mark Wesley. Rockin' Steady, who's gone. And everybody else, thanks for joining. Much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I hope in the next day or two I'll finish the box set and get it on the website and see how that goes. I am having a bit of a problem with the website in that it's really quite expensive to sell stuff through the website. So what I might do is have an option of, rather than to buy it, but just to click a button and to contact me direct, and we work it out straight direct rather than through the website. It just works out a lot cheaper for me to do it that way. And I could probably knock a little bit off the price as well if we do sell things direct. So there we go. Alright, John, thank you for joining. Sorry I missed you out. Oscar, good night. Thank you. Alright, I wish you all well. Good night, everybody. Catch you on the next one.